can the school do to help support students as the school changes its culture to PBL?
I think if schools change their culture to PBL, we can do more projects and we can still do some things. For example, we had an early civilizations theme for all of our projects, and we got put into groups and had to work on each one of the few early civilizations. And I think that's like a good thing that we could do with project-based learning. So like a class has a theme and a topic, and then we all get put into groups and work on that instead of writing an essay or typing a paper. And I think project-based learning also helps us make it more detailed and want to tell more about it than if you're writing a paper.
I think how the school could help the kids as it grows into an entire PBL school is where, well, where we are at our school, it's actually pretty good. Like, the school supports us, even though we're just the two classes that do it, along with a second grade class. And I think the school's actually been doing a really good job because they've been like giving us the spaces to work, letting us use the room in the library to do our videos. And actually, I think our school is doing a really good job.
So the thing about project-based learning is that it's not a book report and it's not a test, it's that kids like it. So schools can help by doing that. Project-based learning can help by giving us less book reports and less essays, and then project-based learning can take over, and then project-based learning basically covers all of that, and then you can come back to what you didn't understand later on in the PBL whenever you want, because you get to choose what you get to work on. And I think that schools can give us different types of project-based learning. Like in my class, we did 3 types. We did 2 group ones, and then we did Genius Hour, which we did throughout the entire year. And then, like Charlotte said, they gave us themes, and I think that schools should start doing that.
In order to support students during the transition to PBL, teachers could fully explain so that the students know what to do. They could provide check-ins where, so in case the student's too shy to ask, they can check to make sure they're doing okay and they're on the right track. And they can also just take it slowly and slowly merge their students into PBL.
I think one thing that our school does and was really helpful for me was that before our first project in one of our classes, we had like little mini projects, and we were with different groups each time so that we could get to know who we worked well with and who we didn't work so well with before we chose our partners.
Kind of going off of what Savannah said, taking baby steps with the students to slowly introduce them to this very new concept and having things called like soft deadlines. So if you're going to have a long-term project with like a deadline months out, you can give your students soft deadlines where it'll give them an idea of like how they need to work and how quickly. So like, let's say I need to make a poster in 2 months. Like I need to have half the poster done in 1 month. So you can like check in with students, and if you see they're struggling, help them out and say maybe you need to take this home and work on it, or give them ideas to solve their problems.
So I think sorry, that's loud. I think that the same way when you're introducing project-based learning or you're introducing a new subject in class, you have to build your students the same way that you build their education. So you should start with something small, just introducing the topic of it with a small 5-point assignment, something like that. It's not going to make or break their grade. It may help it and may hurt it a little bit. This is going to give the kids a little bit of introduction to it, and allowing those kids to, if they're not going to do it, they're going to fall off towards that end and they're going to need your extra help. But then you also see the kids that are going to excel with it and that are going to go the full 9 yards and get that 6 out of 5, and then you continually build those projects up. The only other thing besides that, especially for me, was that some classes don't incorporate as well in project-based learning. There's like math. Math is a very hard subject to incorporate, and I'm sure a lot of you math teachers out there are wondering how to do it. And my best example would be the aerospace project that we did. In aerospace, we actually designed a water bottle rocket, and again, my POE teacher leads this. He loves this because our rockets go some 400 feet in the air. But in math class, we had to incorporate, the design of the nose cone. That's what it's called. So the nose cone could be spherical, it could be like a parabola, it could be anything like that, and we had to find the surface area, the volume, using just our calculations. And so that to me incorporated really, really well because it allowed me to learn something and actually put that to use.
And then again, we're hearing a lot about baby steps and a slow transition. And I think a lot of those baby steps are really going to include the peer critique and teaching kids how to be comfortable working with one another, working in groups, and then the mini projects that were mentioned. Those can also help get students comfortable and kind of not jump right into the pool, but like walk in the shallow end for a little bit, because it can be scary, especially Ben and I went from 5th grade in a traditional school right to a PBL school or STEM school. And we definitely couldn't have done it without all the baby steps and tools that our teachers gave us in our classes.